It's my song.
What's up? What's up, yo?
Ooh, it's my song.
Funk from the front seats in the house.
Yo, block hat, top pants, and gold medallion.
Peace, love, and harmony today.
Fake grills. To the side.
We gonna bring it in like this.
Every once in a while, you need some old school company. Somebody that appreciates the sex.
Funk from the front seat. 9 on the grind TV.
Got your son in the love.
Welcome to another edition. This beautiful Saturday, August 21st, y'all. Our special guest today, live from the D. Miyan Bryant is in the house. Come on, now I need everybody snap your fingers like this.
Somebody else got to wait. 700 billion, but my old neighborhood ain't nothing changed.
I need you to wave from side to side. Come on. What's up, Brenda in Ohio? What's up, Kara? I love you. Minneapolis, where you at? New York City. Washington, D.C. Strong Island, y'all.
Ain't nothing ever came from complaining.
Delaware, Pennsylvania. What's happening, CC? You forgot about me. New Jersey, you heard? What's the word? Atlanta, Georgia's in the house. North and South Carolina's in the house. Virginia, I love y'all. In the house. Say what? Miyan Bryant is with us today, y'all. Felt like a little Prince today. They're gonna knock it off, but we got it right now. Texas, you in the house? Utah, Kentucky, Washington State. What's up, Lisa? West Coast, California. How y'all doing out there? Hawaii, Samoans, doing the Humpty Hump. Doing the Humpty Hump. Wow. Korea, Young High say yo. China, Japan, Germany, Australia, yo. What's up, Carmen? What's up, Wendy? Dr. Brookenstein, you in Philly, Dilly? What's happening? Snap your headphone, Carmen. Now I need everybody to clap your hands like this before we get Miyan. Let's bring her in like this with the funk. My main man behind the glass, Mark Lee, is back there from vacation. Thank you, Mark.
Radio used to be local and touched by the.
Oh, we riding in the front seat today, y'all.
Songs we used to sing used to mean something. Now they just bland, like the drummer.
Some of y'all ain't moving.
Where's the big drummer?
Miyan Bryant is with us. Let's get hype. Back and forth, forth and back. 9 on the grind TV, funk from the front seat. We got a great show today. Right now, without further ado, I would like to bring my guest in to get funky with you. Miyan Bryant's in the house, and we're going to bring her in right now.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? My funk sister. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm excited.
I see.
Here with you. Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us and spending a little spiritual, funky, peace, love time with you and all that good stuff, man. You looking gorgeous as always. And everybody out there that's watching, please stay active on the chat line. TV King, hey, how you doing? And all you guys out there, just know that this young lady's about to unleash some fire onto you. Miss Miyan Bryant is with us from the front seat. I wanted to ask you before we get started, how are you feeling and how's your family doing and everything, concerning the times that we're in right now with, the whole situation, COVID, this,
Thanks
that.
for asking. Thanks for asking, Zach. Um, we're doing well. We're masking back up, of course, and to stay healthy and all of that, to keep everyone else healthy around us. And we're just doing the best that we possibly can at this time. I mean, we can all just take one day at a time, and
Yeah.
stay in the present. Stay in the
Yes.
present. Live in the present. It's very important. We live in the present.
Yeah, it is. It is. We been going through this shift. You and I
Mm-hmm.
have talked about this personally sometimes, as well as on air when you came on before. And
Mm-hmm.
since we last talked, it's almost like we haven't we were on you were on with us, I think back in March or something. It hasn't been that long ago, but again, so many things have changed. It's incredible. I can't believe the amount of things that have actually changed. Um, some for the better, you know, some for the better. So I
Okay.
always look at that. Yeah, I always look at that as a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so now that you're um have put out this great SLEA combination of style and language expression and art, and I love that montage, by the way. you
Mm-hmm.
know um
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started, for my audience that's tuning in for the first time, what it is you do and how you got started.
Well, what I do, I created, since I love to express, my professor when I was at the University of Madonna University, he always told me I had a great gift for expression in sign language. So I took that and I ran with that. So I sing, and I'm not an interpreter. I'm not an interpreter. I always tell people I'm not an interpreter. Okay, I don't just sit there and interpret. No, but I am a sign language expression artist. Okay, so with that being said, I sign my music and I'm able to interpret it the way that I understand it and the way I want it to be perceived. And I also express big expression. And just like funk, funk is an expression. I mean, it's the deepest expression that you can have because it comes deep within whoever's creating it. And just like sign language, it's an expression, and we have to get it out. We can't keep it contained and bottled in. We're all natural expressors. I mean, that's just what we do on Earth.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think it's important that we all learn to express. No matter whether it's funk, music, sign language, it's all coming from within, from our hearts, from the deepest part. So.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing. And I know, again, here we are hanging out with Miyan Bryant. She's an amazing woman, black entrepreneur, has her own business, has her own music, and is doing this really amazing thing to help heal the world for those that want to feel the funk and feel her music, and not be able to auditory hear it and understand, but still feel it. And that's one thing that when I watch your video, and we're going to show that a little bit later in the show,
Mm-hmm.
um, I was very in tune with what you were doing, and how you meshed the two together. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But um, your style, right, as opposed to being an interpreter, tell us a little bit about why it's important for people to understand the difference. And I'll ask you one versus the other, but just tell us a little bit of why it's important that people really understand the difference.
Well, if you look today in today's music industry, we have like Cardi B, I mean, the Wu-Tang Clan, we have those type of artists who have interpreters that are on the sidelines that are interpreting their music. Okay.
Right.
But see, when people are out in the audience, deaf people only know what they're saying. Okay, because those interpreters they're going fast. And so, it's something that's foreign to the hearing community. It's foreign. So, with that being said, I wanted to create sign language expression art where I'm a little slower with it because I'm a teacher, I'm an educator. I'm an educator first. And with that being said, so I wanted to take it my time and ease people in because what they don't know, they get intimidated about. Okay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
exciting to look at, and you may get some enthusiasts who will say, wow, I want to learn that. But it's intimidating also. So that's why in my first video that you have, I am energy. Hello, yes. You know, I am only signing a few things. I'm introducing where you can see the word clearly, what I'm saying, so people can start putting the words with the sign. And so, just like Maya Angelou once said, when you learn, teach. When you learn, we teach. That's what I do. So, I think it's just a beautiful thing. It's going to get more hearing people interested into learning, into researching, understanding the community of the deaf community. I just want to open up this whole doorway and just be part of the change. Be part of this change that's taking place right now, okay? In the deaf
Yeah.
community and bridging the deaf and the hearing. I'm not the only one out here. I'm right with everyone else, the interpreters, the educators, the enthusiasts. I'm out here with everyone in the front lines, helping to bridge the deaf and hearing community together.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the beautiful part about it, because you are a spiritual being. You're a light worker. I always call us light
Uh,
workers. You're a spiritual being, and you bring a lot of that. You do. You bring all that love and energy into what it is you're here to do. And I know you do many things, and this is one of them that the universe has decided. Hey, you're gonna knock this out for us. The universe is she's a very special entity, because she always knows what we need,
yes,
and
absolutely.
that unto itself is totally amazing. Do you find that when you're in your zone, you kind of have an out of body spiritual experience? And I looked at your video, and even though it was one of you, two of you, I saw several dimensions of things. And I
Yeah.
wanted to get deep with you with this question. When
Mhm.
you're doing your thing and you're into it, do you have that out of body experience? Like you're watching yourself and you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing that.
Yeah, it is similar to what you're saying. Yes, because I can't, when I'm signing, I can't control my expression. It's going to
Right,
naturally just occur.
right,
Some people
right.
interpret and they don't show expression. I've seen it go both ways. But with me, it's gonna come out no matter what. Like I'm talking now, you see my hands moving. I'm a
Yes,
natural expresser. I can't help that. So it is an out of body experience because I just let it flow. I let it just move, move, all wherever it takes me. I just let it go. Because
yeah,
the deaf community, this is what I wanted to talk about too, Zach. The evolution of sign language has been here since the beginning of time, because we didn't talk. We didn't come out just talking. As humans, you know we started off with smaller brains, which our thoughts were not evolved. Our throats were smaller, our vocal areas were smaller, so we weren't talking really. We couldn't put it all together. So with that being said, uh, evolution had to take place. So you notice in Egypt, we have hieroglyphics, we have art, the pictorials in caves, like the Aborigines and Australian Aboriginal people, they have dot art. These were ways of communicating with each other, as a community, because we couldn't talk, so we would put it on the wall, we would describe things. And sign language basically is a sign gestural type of communication. So it's the same thing as the pictorials, the hieroglyphics, and all those different things that you see in Egypt and caves. So it's interesting to know how it has evolved. So when back then, they would have to sign and gesture. What if it was an emergency, a fire, or somebody's pregnant and having a baby? We would move our hands and gesture and point and do all types of things. This is a natural occurrence. It's not just for the deaf people. No. This is another point I want to, talk about, because ASL was created by deaf with the deaf, yes. But wherever there's deaf people, or people who can't talk, signs are going to be created. So it's whether my thing is that there's a right way and there's a wrong way in ASL. but there's
Yes.
always a right way to sign. If you're communicating the best way you know how, we're gonna get it. It's like charades. We're gonna keep doing it until you get it. That's just the way we do. We're expressors. So don't be. I want people to understand about ASL or sign language. Don't be afraid. It doesn't seem right, just keep learning, practicing, and your expressions tell the whole story. Even if you get the sign wrong, your expressions, they're going to say, okay, but she's trying to say this because her non-manual behaviors, her eyes, or she's angry, excited. Deaf people can feel all of that. So they'll eventually get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's interesting because you touched on a few topics that I want to dive into for a minute. Again, we're hanging out with the lovely Miyan Bryant. She's a sign language expression artist. And I want y'all to
Yes.
get that right. Sign language expression artist. So look her music up. We have her information down on the bottom. And thank you for everybody joining Funk from the Front Seat today. We love you guys. Stay active on the chat line and hit us up, man, and give us ideas. And sneak peek, you might actually see me on hosting the show soon. So you never know. I only drop these little tidbits here and there live on Funk from the Front Seat, not on the Grind TV. I'm a big, I actually, thank you. I actually worked on the pyramids in past lives. So I get
Wow.
what you're saying with the hieroglyphics. Yes, I got an identity and we'll talk about it off the air one day.
Oh,
But
wow. Woo.
yeah, it's deep. It's deep. I've had some regressions, and it's deep. I can tell you stuff that I should know. But again, I wanted to ask you about the Native American sign language because for most of us that grew up in the Northeast or whatever, we only knew two kinds. We knew what Helen Keller was trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we knew what we saw on TV, which was ignorance,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry for anyone out there. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm trying to bring light to an ignorant situation.
Mm.
Um, I used to hate it when they used to say stuff like that on TV that I won't repeat about Native Americans. But I wanted to ask you, do you think their sign language method had anything to do with our modern day methods here? As you say, it evolved, or did they just start their own?
You're talking about the Native Americans here in
Yes,
North
yes,
America.
yes,
Well, first of all, I would like to say that because we had so many different dialects at that time, Native Americans from all different regions had different dialects. So
yes,
they didn't speak each other's dialect. So when
right,
we would come up like a Cherokee and a Chippewa, or we would come up on each other, we didn't know each other's dialect. We had certain signs that we would sign to each other that it was universal. Okay, this was part of their communication and welcoming that other tribe, when they came up across them. So sign language is just like I said, it's just so important, so important. Um, and to see, what's the question again?
I was asking you about, do you think that their methods of sign language had anything to do with how we actually do sign language today? And in relations to their art, if they were dancing or they were making the expressions, do you think it had anything to do with, did we steal anything from them? How do you think that evolution happened?
Um, you know what? I believe that a lot of the signs are somewhat similar. You know, to ASL, there are some similarities. First of all,
Right, right,
in the signing. Okay, I believe ASL is part of that evolution.
right,
Okay,
right, right.
our indigenous people are the creators. I think, in my opinion, now I can only speak from what I feel and my knowledge. I believe that they are the somewhat that kept the secrets of that from long
Yes,
ago. From long ago, they
yep,
kept it going, kept it moving, and they were held the secrets to that. Yes, and ASL is part of that they took from that and expanded that, if you will.
yes. Yes, 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 yes. And it's cool because, like you said, every language around the world, indigenous or otherwise, has their own little dialect,
Mm-hmm.
with all the communities. So so getting back to what you do, SLEA, sign language expression art. Um, do you believe that as now more people are aware of it, like you said, you want to teach people, you want to show people, how would someone that wants to just do it get involved with it? Is there a special school they could go to? Where would they find out how to actually do what it is you do?
First of all, there are many ways to get involved, to be involved in the deaf community. Okay, you have people who have deaf family members. I suggest you get around those family members. Okay, and it's crazy to think that you have families that you have deaf parents and hearing children, and some of the hearing children never want to learn sign language. I mean, it's really weird. But get around your family members who are deaf. I would suggest that you practice with them. Okay. You have codas who are from deaf parents, which speak fluent English and fluent ASL. Get around someone of that nature. There are many schools like Madonna University here in Detroit. Madonna University here, and it's in Livonia, Michigan. There are deaf schools, universities who have classes that you can take. Like ASL beginning or something to that nature. I would suggest that. If you don't want to do that, then you have online internet places that you can go to, such as ASL Pro. And this is a tool, an ASL tool, where you can learn ABCs, you can learn words, phrases. Over time, you're going to get better. I mean, this sign language is not something that you're going to just in 6 months be proficient. But please believe me, okay? So it's something that you have to constantly work, practice, okay? And be immersed in the deaf community, because that's how you learn it, is by being immersed in deaf community. Go to some places such as deaf bowling events, sports events. They have all type of events, so you can utilize those events to meet deaf people, and fellowship. That's
Fellowship.
important too. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. And I'm gonna get into this in a minute. We're hanging out with the lovely Miyan Bryant. Funk from the front seat, not on the grind TV. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're here every Saturday. I wanted to ask you about your spiritual side of healing, when it comes to incorporating SLEA, right? And you're a spiritual being, a light worker. You have many projects out. You work with many different artists over the years.
Mhm.
And you've been in that music thing for a long,
Mhm.
long time,
Yes.
right? You're
Absolutely.
sharing this. I know, but believe me, you're a funk veteran, man. You got it all, and I'm grateful to have you in my life. I appreciate you so
Oh,
much.
thank
As you've evolved yourself, and you shoot your video, right, and you put this video out. Um, how can we, as a media artist community, help you and people that want to do what you do get the word out, like, hey, this is going on, and I need everybody out there to hit our site, because I really want to promote and help promote and push this stuff out so more
you.
people can really, really appreciate it. Are there other outlets besides the ones that you mentioned, that someone could say, hey, go check this out or go check that out, and then we're going to watch your video in a minute?
Well, for me, there's just, all you have to do is um, Google ASL. It's going to pop up all media platforms where you can learn. I mean, just type that in, ASL and American Sign Language, and all types of different tools will pop up for anyone. If you want to
Yeah.
go and pay somebody online to study in yourself, I mean, it's just all types of things are going to just, array of things are going to pop up. So I
Right,
would
right,
say to utilize that. But as far
right.
as my spirituality with this sign language, it is a spiritual journey for me, Zach. I'm going to tell you why. because I know that there's more people who probably are born into the deaf community, have way more experience than myself, because I didn't attain friends that were deaf till later on. So for me, when God showed me through a spiritual vision, which I shared with you, who I was and what I was going to do, it was scary for me, because I'm like, well, why me? I mean, it was a scary thing. And although I have the experience, I'm proficient in sign language. I know I'm not an interpreter, but I'm a teacher. I've taught at the Boys and Girls for like years and years. I've taught little children sign language and won awards and all type of things. But it's still a scary thing, and I had to trust that what God put in my heart, that no matter what other people are doing, nobody can do what I'm doing. And I had to trust that. And that's where the spirituality comes in. I had to really dig deep and say, look, I don't care what nobody's going to think about me. What other people's opinions are about me, whether you're an interpreter, whether you're deaf, whether you're hearing. This is my calling that the divine has given to me. This is what I'm serving. Okay? I'm serving this to the world, because this is my calling, period. And I'm comfortable with myself now. It took a while, but I'm finally comfortable because of people like you, and more interviews that I have, the more I can talk about it and teach, the more comfortable I'm getting. And I thank God for you. I thank you, because you're just a beautiful outlet that is like, I don't even know how you came in my life. It just happened, And God brings people together, and it is spiritual. I'm just so grateful, to be on this platform.
Yeah. You're amazing. And this is why, you came into my life as well. Because I can tell my audience out there's been times when I just hit you up privately and you gave me encouragement. And those little times always mean the most to me. And it wasn't about what I may have been going through. It was just that I knew I always had you to reach out to. And I love you for that, man. You're fam, and you heart and soul to me. And of course, I'm going to do everything I can, because to me, I watched your video, and every time I watch it, I am still fascinated, because I'm happy. I love to see it. As an Afro-American businesswoman, you have enough obstacles in this world. And like you said, God gave you this divine intervention to do this thing, and you're pushing forward. And for that, I'm proud of you. Let me tell you, and everybody out there should be proud of you for that.
Hey.
Okay, there you go. Everybody should be proud of you. And we're going to talk a little bit more about spirituality on the other side. I'm going to ask Mark if he can set this video up for us. The video is called I Am Energy. So tell us a little bit about, where you shot this video and what you're trying to say in this video.
Well, actually, a little secret. I shot the video behind the green screen right in my own home on chroma key. Yes, I did. So, you wouldn't know it, but this is what high tech, everything that I do from here on out, all of my videos will be high tech, yes, all of them. So, this is where we are right now in the digital world. It's wide open, and I have a great videographer, Rod Dickerson, iBox Films. And he's just an amazing videographer, and he sees my vision, and he put it together better than I could have. That's all. I wanted to feel like I was coming from a different world, and so he made it happen. And so
it looks good.
Grateful.
I tell you, Mark, can you run that video for us, please? I know Mark back there is doing what he does as always, getting things right, keeping it tight. The man behind the glass.
When I see you, I'm high enough, when I I'm high energy when I think you, yeah. I'm high energy whenever I'm near you. I'm high energy. I wanna be with you always. I'm high energy. Let's make it together, Yes. Thank
Yo,
you.
you totally pop off the screen. First of all, you're such a beautiful woman, inside and out. Your spirituality and your beauty inside radiates. I'm telling you, you totally pop off the
Thank you.
screen.
Thank
I
you.
look at that every time you post it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna take 5 minutes. I'm gonna watch this. Every time. I don't care where I see it. I'm watching it because it's very, um, it's very amazing to see you know, you
Yes.
do what you do coming from that funk pop world and all your
Yes.
songs that you've done in the past and
Yes.
just your persona. You're a
Yes.
queen. You're a beautiful black queen on this planet, and we're blessed to have you. You know, um, We're going to run our commercial at the end, Mark, so you don't have to worry about setting up the P-Funk thing right now. I just want to continue this conversation. Hanging out. Funk from the front seat. Welcome, Miyan Bryant. Welcome to the front seat. Love having you on. It's beautiful. Nine on the Grind TV. We're trying to do this thing. We need your support out there, everybody, so continue to support us. All the fans that's watching us, we love you all, and I will mention you all at the end. I do want to real quick, Miyan, just mention before I ask you some more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to give prayers to the whole Afghanistan war thing, service people out there, man. I don't want you people to think I forgot about you because I have
Yes.
not. I was going to mention it, but just something told me I should just say it now. So those of you that are watching that have loved ones or may have loved ones there, we love you. Most of us here that are light workers on this planet are not warmongers. We only have to defend ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, tell me in your opinion, spiritually speaking, love, why do you think this planet can't remember what it is we're supposed to be? That always bothers me as a hybrid light worker. It really does.
You know why? Because our minds have been programmed from a tiny, so when we were birthed into our from our mother's womb, we were what's the word? We were pure. We were pure, we didn't our minds weren't corrupted. Soon as we're born, what do? We start learning behaviors, patterns from our parents. They start programming us, and that's where we lose who we are as a spiritual
Yeah.
being, a divine being who can manifest whatever we want. We start having fears, and we learn fears and all type of bad stuff, and we forget these things because we're taught that if you don't do this, then this is going to happen. You fear becomes your main factor in life. So you have to get in line with what everybody else is doing, or people are going to look at you like you're weird. Why are you doing something, unorthodox? Get back in line. See, we're taught that. We're programmed that from an early age. Okay. And now when we get older and we experience more things in life, we begin to evolve and get back into our own minds and train of thoughts of what we want. And so
Yeah.
then if you're not afraid to step out of your comfort zone, then you begin to cultivate your own thoughts and begin to remember who you are. And you begin
Yes.
to meditate and pray. And, I don't care if it's Buddha, Jesus, divine, whatever your higher power is, it doesn't matter. We all come from the same source. There's only
That's
one
right.
source. I'm not going to get caught up into this religious thing or, it's Jesus, this, and look, if whatever floats your boat, rocks your socks, hey, I'm all for it. Just don't hurt
Yep.
people. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt people. That's all I say.
Yep.
But then once you have fallen so many times, you're like, something I'm doing wrong here. Why am I keep falling? Why I keep going through these same patterns? That's when you start to take a look at your life and you start to ask God, your God, what is wrong? Where do I fit into the scheme of this earth? What am I supposed to be doing? You start asking critical questions. Who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? Show me the way. Give me the courage to stand out on my own without, needing anyone's opinion. These things is when you start to really. I remember who I was from the past life. I'm remembering that I'm an empress. I'm remembering that I'm royal. I'm remembering that I don't have limitations. I didn't have limitations in my past life. So see, when you start to remember these things, you start to evolve. You really do.
It's funny you say that because I used to tell people that when I was small, it's weird because I knew, like you, early on, I was like, okay, this is just one of the ones that I'm living through, because I used to literally have the emotion and feelings of flight all the time, self-propelled flight.
Same here.
And yes, and that's why we connected, because again,
Mm-hmm.
I knew you from before. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it was so easy. It's like, hey, we
To
just picking up
connect.
where we left off. Yes, we're just
Mm-hmm.
picking up where we left off. And I gotta honestly say, I've seen more of us light workers out there now ready to fight this battle than they're giving us credit for. See, they don't see us coming. Sorry, I got the paperclip in my hand. Sorry. I was in my New York thing. I'm like, hey, I'm bending paper clips. They don't see us coming. And I think the creator set it up that way. You know, he wants you, me, all your people, my people, whatever, the whole funk circle, all of that. Because we're in this evil Armageddon, as Bob Marley would say.
Woo!
And I wanted to ask you, the brainwashing of America, as George Clinton said, America eats its young. How do you think we can break the cycle? Not to change people's minds, but just to get them to understand, listen, like you just said so eloquently, don't teach what the Creator put inside of you out of you. We were born with the knowledge. So how do you think we can really help people that are on the other side and they just don't get it? What can we do?
You know what we can do? Okay, once we find out who we are, like I have a daughter, okay? And so when I said when I had her, I said, I'm a teach her differently. I'm not
Yes.
going to train her in the way that my mom trained me. I'm gonna do something totally different. Okay.
Amen.
And what I did was I never told her, you belong in this religion. I told her to explore everything. I gave her every type of creative outlet so she can pick and choose what she enjoyed, what she loved to do, so she can find herself. Because it's important for her to be herself, not for her to live the life I want her to live, but for her to live the life that she's supposed to live. And so therefore, I didn't curse at her. I just did things so differently. And what people tell me about that, they were like, they always complain. My daughters, my son, they're always in trouble. They curse me, they do this. And when I say things about my daughter, how responsible she is, she's had 2-3 jobs since 15. She pays bills. She's just bought her own car just a year ago. If she's about to graduate, she knows she wants to be a doctor since she was 2 years old. They're like, well, I want a daughter like yours. But the point that they're missing is I already allowed her to figure out who she was from her past life. I let her figure those things out. I didn't try to put what I wanted in her. I wanted her to know who she was from past life. So I didn't corrupt her. And so she figured it out. She's so spiritual, grounded. I mean, this girl is so deeper than I ever could be at 24 years old, And so if we start with our own children and stop trying to make them what we want to make them, or train them the way we were trained, and train them to be individuals and to know who they are, because we all have a past life. Yes, we do. I believe in reincarnation. Yes, I do.
Totally.
Yes, I do.
Totally.
So
totally.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We start with our own backyard. Start in your own backyard. Then it'll trickle out. You can only be a change within your own surroundings and communities. You can't change other people. When I'm very open about this. When a student is ready to learn, a teacher will show up. So
yes.
With that being said, you can't change everybody. When somebody's ready to learn, they're gonna like, you came to me, I came to you. We're teaching each other. It goes both ways. So start. You can't change everybody at one time, but you can help open up your own children and let them evolve as human beings. So they'll do that with their friends. They'll help them, and so on and so on and so on. It'll spawn off and evolve. It'll evolve over time.
Yeah, it's funny because, sorry, I always mentioned early on with my girls. I have 2 daughters, one 13,
beautiful
1 17.
Beautiful daughters.
Thank you. Yeah, they're queens. They're queens.
Yes,
and
they are.
From the time they was in their mother's womb, I was playing Beethoven, Bach on her stomach. I was putting calculus, stuff from anything I could get in the headphones. I had them, lullaby, Maya Angelou and everything, right?
Yes.
And my youngest daughter's named after Maya Angelou. And so I was already putting that, because I learned early on, teaching stuff out of you that the universe has given you has always been the problem. And I'm so glad you mentioned that. That is so important for light workers and universal funk soldiers, funketeers,
Yes.
beautiful spirits like yourself. So important that we try to help them understand. We're not telling you what you should or shouldn't do. We
Mhm.
only want to help you remember who you are.
Yes. Yes.
That's the key. And, a lot of times we fall short. I fell short last week. I
Mhm.
apologize for that. There are things that happen in our lives, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let that define me because I fall short. Like you said, you get back up and then you go forward. When
Fall
the
and stand
teach,
back up.
that's right, that's right. So tell me, um, do you have any? Because I really think you should. Eventually, I'd love to collaborate with you on it. Any thoughts of becoming an author, or anything like that down the line? Because I see that swirling around you, and I need to ask you that question.
It's already in the making. And
See,
yeah, I'm working with someone, Julie's name's Julie's. I'm not going to give him all the way, but he is a great author here from Detroit, Michigan. And yes, but I wanted to complete my doctorate first. Before that, I want to get that book out first because that is a book.
right? Yes, good
And
for you.
then that will be the follow up from that. And yeah, definitely some books is coming, definitely, and some documentaries, and so on and so on and so on.
Well, I would like to be a little couple of a page or two in your book
Oh,
because
absolutely,
I got some things to
absolutely.
tell you, and things that I think are pertinent to our conversation today.
Yes.
As people sleep, I call them the sleepers. You know, and the creepers that are out there, they're doing their dirt. The veil was lifted, obviously. The creator's like, listen, I'm gonna put COVID. I'm gonna lift the veil on everybody. Mother Earth, the creator, the universe, they're all working
Mhm.
in tangent to try to help teach us. And I'm not, again, my dad was a minister. I don't, I know the Bible, this and that, but that's not me. I'm not a religious person. I do know half the world is on fire, half the world is in flood, and the rest of the world is in turmoil. How do you see that as a prequel warning to us to help wake us up?
Hmm.
Right, right, right? Think
It is
about
a
it.
wake up call. It is a wake up call because nothing. Well, I believe in infinite. I mean, this is just a stopping place.
Yes,
It's just a stopping place for us to experience and learn and to become better human beings to where we're going to wherever next that we're supposed to go. And
yes.
it is a wake up call. I have to think about that one. Things that I'm not
Okay.
sure on, I kind of just that I need to ponder a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
leave it at
yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that works because again, these are some of the things that swirl in my head that I
Yeah.
always ask my guests how, because we all see things in different dimensions, different spectrums. There's so much to this light and kindness and the love of the creator that our brains only tap into what 1/10 of our potential,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure, but there's so many dimensions out here right now just
Mm-hmm.
bouncing all over the place.
Yes, it
Energy,
is. Yes, it
music,
is.
war,
Mm-hmm.
famine,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
stuff, man. And again, shout out to the people in Haiti. I didn't forget y'all either. We love y'all. There's so many things, and I'm like, every time I turn around, I'm like, well, this is just the way it's supposed to be. Like you said, this is our natural evolution. And as a light worker, you are doing above and beyond your part. You are all in. You're totally in. But what are you getting your doctrine in? What are you getting your doctrine in?
Adult educational leadership and technology.
Look
Yes,
at
the
that.
people think it's in education at EDD. People think that um, it will be in sign language, but no. But it is
Yeah.
going to help down the road. What I want to do, it is going to help the deaf community and the hearing community later down the road. I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave that one kind of quiet because you can't tell everything.
No,
We're
no,
not
no.
gonna
We won't tell everything. You already gave us one nice tidbit about where you shot the video. Only on Funk from the Front Seat you get secrets, but you don't get them all the time. You get them
yes.
sparingly. But you're a incredible ball of energy that I'm just so blessed to have you on the show and in my life. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about um, how you see your spiritual energy,
Mhm.
right, connecting with, say, others that don't really understand, but you know you're on a mission to help them. You
You know
know,
how
so
I know that I'm helping people? Because people like you tell me. I have people every day, all day, that compliment me about my energy, about they can tell that I love unconditionally. People just want to be, they're drawn to me. And with that being said, that lets me know that I'm doing my light work. I'm bringing unconditional love, because love is an action. It's a doing. It's not just a saying, it's a doing. It's an action. Yeah. So people love to be around me, and I'm stopped all day, every day. If it's not my hair, it's the way how I talk, how I present myself, and how caring that I am to all people. It doesn't matter what color you are. I don't look at color or anything. I go by, I'm just spreading love to all, because that's what we all are here, is to learn that one trait, unconditional, without wanting something back in return. Just do it. I look at Marvin Gaye. He said, "What's going on? Everybody doing their own thing. Everybody's about me, 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 me. What can I get from you? How can I use you? We're tearing up the world." Marvin Gaye said it. What's going on? We're doing everything but loving each other correctly. And if we can
yep.
learn to do that, that would eliminate a lot of the negativity and the way what we're doing in this world. And so if I'm just that one little piece in the puzzle that's doing my part, and
Yep.
you doing your part. You sending love. You're being unconditional. I mean, look, you invite me back on your show a second time, okay? And it's all positive, okay? And you're a loving man. You're caring. You're kind. I see how you interact out here in the world. I frequent your Facebook. I see the positivity. So we're doing our part. So we're just a few. So just imagine if we can get everybody on board to see things from a bigger perspective of love and kindness. Regardless whether you've been hurt or not, we've all been hurt. We've all been had our ego bruised. We've all been, we've been down that road. But it should teach you not to continue to hurt, not to continue to hurt other people because you're hurt. You should learn this don't feel good, so I'm not going to participate in this. I'm going to do more positive things by uplifting people, because what hurt feels like. It feels like, what. So with that being said, I do my best to try to make people feel like they're the most precious thing on this earth. I don't care who you are, because that's my job as a light worker, to enlighten you and bring you closer to the source, which is love, which is a doing.
And you do that at a very high level. I got to tell you something that you mentioned. I wanted to talk to you about, like, because Nina Simone, obviously Bob Dylan, people like that. Nina Simone, I heard her talking once, and I love her.
I
And
love
she
her too.
said, "Oh God, yeah, I can tell. I know we probably listened to her together many, many times in many, many forms. I'm telling you." But she said an artist is obligated to write in their music or express in their artwork the reflection of the times. And
Yes.
it's ironic that the Bob Marleys, the Jimi Hendrix, the Nina Simones, the Bob Dylans, Earth, Wind and Fires, and all the people that wrote all of these great songs, Marvin Gaye, about where we are today.
Yes.
They were given the gift of prophecy through music, and it's
Visionary.
no visionaries exactly. And again, Roy Ayers is another one. People
Yes,
like that.
absolutely.
Oh God, yes. See, and again, I'm grateful for those people,
Mm-hmm.
but I just wish more people would understand. Let's go back to Woodstock and that, because
Mm-hmm.
that was easy. There was no, big this, the mask, the gloves, the fighting in the school, and all of this political
Mm-hmm.
Washington. It was like, hey, Bob Marley, oh, what a rat race. We could all identify to that. You know what I'm saying? Just what Marvin Gaye said. Stevie Wonder, in the visions, like Love's in Need of Love Today.
Yeah.
Things like that. Those songs are the hieroglyphics,
Yes.
per
Say it.
se,
Speak it.
because
Speak it.
they've lasted forever,
Yes. Speak it.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because I think through music, um, we are obligated. You're
Mhm.
doing it. I'm doing what I do, and all of these
Yes.
great bands out here doing it. And I really appreciate when I have these conversations with my spiritual brothers and sisters. Again, we're hanging out with Miyan Bryant on Funk from the Front Seat. Please join us. Keep the chat live. 9 on the Grind TV. This woman is amazing. Follow her information out there. You guys can go back and watch this show as much as you like. And shout out to everybody that supports what she does. When this energy runs low, how do you recharge? What's one
Whew.
way that you recharge?
I recharge through exercise, man. Let me tell you something. I love exercising. It's one of the best things, the tools that we can do to take our mind totally off of everything, because you have to focus when you exercise. That way you clear your mind all out. You're focusing on what you're doing. So yoga, exercising, meditating, walking in nature. I love walking. I have a trail over here by my house. So those type of things, and sitting with people, like-minded people, where I can talk spiritually without any conditions, where I can just be
Yes,
totally myself. Those are the
yes,
things that I love, when we're not judging each other. Like, why you think this way? Why don't it's none of that. That is dismissed. We're just spiritually connecting, and that's just what I do on the daily. When I get off the phone with you today, I'm gonna sit and meditate. And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
something we all need to do more and more, because that way the divine can come and talk to you, or the God, Jesus, whoever is your higher power. When
that's
you're
right.
quiet, that's when you can listen and hear what your
Yep,
next moves are. Because your mind
yep,
is constantly racing and got all these thoughts and patterns going on. And it needs to be still sometimes and just shut that noise out. It's so much noise going on in that head. You know?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That see, and that's what I was getting at, because again, all of this noise is designed, and I want people out there to understand what I'm about to say. It's set up to keep us completely distracted from our third eye.
Boom. Boom. You said it.
See, and I got my third eye tat like right here. I keep my third eye and my
Yes.
arm, but it's
Yes.
set up everything. So if you guys are out there watching, please understand what Miyan Bryant and myself are trying to get you to understand.
Yes.
Right? You already have whatever it takes, but your third eye is being blocked off by CNN, by Fox, by ABC, by CBS.
Hmm.
Did you ever notice, beyond, like, when they started looping the same thing on the news, it was pre-programming us like, oh, I just watched it. Another person to come on at 6 o'clock.
Say the
Loop the
same
same
thing.
thing we just saw. Now, again, people got to get hip to that.
Hmm.
Don't get your 20 minutes of information and get off the news.
Cut it off.
Get off
Cut
the
it off.
news.
Turn it
Cut it
off.
off. Shut it off. And I'm glad you agree with that, because I'm like, somebody's like sitting there for 3, 4 hours. You watching the same thing. They looping it. They still showing the Capitol riot. Right?
Because
I'm
it
like,
keeps fear. It keeps fear in you.
thank you.
Anything
Thank
that
you.
keeps
Thank you.
fear in
Thank
you
you.
wears on your mind, body, and
Yep.
spirit. That causes more diseases to attract diseases in your body, like this COVID,
Amen.
all type of diseases, because you fear. Your whole body is reacting to that. Okay? Please
Yep.
believe that. If you don't believe it, do your research. When
That's right.
fear
That's right.
fear causes your body to break down.
Yep. Yep. I'm just showing people my crystals. I keep all of this stuff you can't see, but I'm showing you stuff on my dashboard.
People are
All this,
scared of that. People are scared. They think
they
we're
are.
doing some voodoo. People are
Yes.
so and they don't they miss they are misguided. These are natural uh things on earth. They're natural. Just like herb, weed, it's a natural. The Indians have been
Natural.
smoking weed and calming down and chilling forever. These things are
Yep.
natural. They're ours to utilize if you utilize them right. There's a good way and there's a bad way to do things. But if you're
Yep.
operating on the good side, there's nothing wrong with it. If you know how
Yep.
to operate things that are going to benefit you and others, and you're putting out positive energy, there's nothing wrong with it. It is our right. God give this whole world. This is milk and honey. It is ours.
Preach.
It is
Preach. Preach.
ours.
Amen. I love it when you start preaching because that's what this show is about. Peace, love, and harmony. I do. I love it because see that's that you're taking what it is that you do and you're letting people know in many different ways, many different forms. Like I had somebody tell me that. I took my crystals outside the table, like, hey, what are you putting
They
voodoo
think
on
you
me?
wicked. No, but you're
I was like,
not.
no. I was like, this protects me. I said, I'm just taking them out of my pocket because it was sun. We were outside and I wanted them to recharge. And
It's
they looked at me like I was Satan himself. And I was like, okay, I can see if we have lunch, I'll never see you again.
about what people do not understand. They will rebel. They will like they'll make you think like you're the weirdo because
Yep.
they don't understand.
Yep.
It's like sign language. When hearing people see it, they're like, I don't want to learn that. That's what. Why should I learn that? But you know what? You may become. You may lose your hearing long down the road. You never know. Or you may have a deaf son one day. Or
Yep.
look at football. Look at all the sports. They have sign language. They use
Yeah, they do.
signs like this, and
Yep.
they do signs all day long in your
All
face.
day. Yep.
Okay,
All
and
day.
because it's secret, you think, oh, like wow, well, it's not for me, but no, it's for everybody. There's sign language in everything, everything.
Yep, that's right. And I love it because as soon as we got popular on social media and all the emojis, I had a lady once text me back, good friend of mine. She said, wow, you like the emoji king. I said, because I can relate to that. I said, because I'm from Egypt. I
Yes,
did all of that. So
you the
emojis to
move.
me, I couldn't wait
Yes,
till they came back because I'm like, hey, I don't have to use what y'all call symbols and call them words. I can use
Woo.
my symbols. I'm with that. As a hybrid, that's what we
Yes.
all about. You know what I'm saying?
I
Let's
bet you
let's
you
get
were
the
one
mess.
of those giants that was building those doggone pyramids. I bet you was one of them stone masonries building that doggone pyramid. I bet you. Yes.
Yes, yes. And
You
that's
got
where I
that
know you
strength.
from. And that's where I know you from, because you were most
Mm-hmm.
definitely an Egyptian queen. I know my
Ooh.
queens when I see them. You
Mm.
know, um,
You a
you know,
king. You a king.
Yeah,
You a
I got my
king.
I got my little crown. I'm good.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Yes, yes. And I've been blessed. Trust me when I tell you, I've been blessed, man. I'm glad we're able to communicate and vibe like this. Hanging out with you is always beautiful. Obviously you'll be on this show many, many times, and we'll talk about that host thing coming up, co-host and all of that good stuff. Cause see, I like to constantly
Yes.
change things around. Like you, I like that energy. I like to have different people join this what it is that I'm trying to put out to people and
Yes.
different perspectives in life, right? Because
Yes.
that's what you just said so nicely before. Doesn't matter gay, straight, black, white, rich, poor. At the end of the day, we're all the same thing. We
Absolutely.
really, really are.
When
We're
you take
all
the
the same thing.
skin off, all this, the color, when you take that off, it's the same. It's a skeleton. It's the same
Yeah,
body parts. The same thing going on. The same
yeah,
structure.
yeah,
It's just a
yeah,
different skin. That's it. Different
yeah.
skin.
That's
But
it.
we all
That's
are what? Human.
That's right. That's right. One world. I tell people go back and read Carl Sagan's book. I read that book like every couple of years just for myself. The Pale Blue Dot. Carl Sagan wrote the book years and years and years ago. He was trying to get people to understand Earth's perspective from outer space. You don't even know this place is here. It's just a pale blue dot.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we're down here, to quote P Funk, a biological speculation sitting here vibrating, and we don't know what we're vibrating about. The
Hmm.
animal instinct in me makes me want to defend me, makes me want
Hmm.
to live when it's time to die. You all see my point? Thank you, George Clinton, for that. Another
Yes.
person bringing us wisdom, right?
Woo!
Him and
So
Bootsy
much.
and Bernie. Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's it.
again, you know, we as light workers, we're like, well, I can't make you do this, but I can tell you the consequences if you do. So you
Right.
need to not try to do it.
Right.
And I sat back and I watched all of those poor people loading that plane as we all did. And I felt for that little baby being lifted over razor wire,
Mm.
you know, to the soldiers. And I'm
Wow.
thinking to myself, planet Earth, there's not a better way to do this.
Wow.
You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? There has
Yes.
to be. There
Yes.
has to be a better way. And
Yes.
I'm like, I'm trying to every day think, what can I do more? What else can I do?
Mm.
Because I'm very disappointed, and you can let me know your opinion about this. I'm very disappointed in mankind. Not everybody, but just in mankind.
I can understand why. I certainly can.
You know,
I can.
Your thoughts on where we are politically over here, because that's the elephant in the room. I always have to address it at the end of the show, and of course, I'm going to address it with you as well.
Politics is that's a tough one for me. you know, um, hmm, things I'm unsure of. I don't know much about. I kind of like I sway away from that. I talk about
Yeah,
things that I really know and passionate about.
yeah,
Politics
yeah,
is
yeah.
one thing that's kind of not my thing. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I get that. And the only reason why I brought it up is because I don't follow it either. I am not a Democrat nor Republican. I'm just me. I vote my
Boom.
conscience. And I try to I vote my conscience because I know there are good and bad. Like Prince said, the lesser of two evils is an illusion of choice. You know what I
Mm-hmm,
mean? So
mm-hmm,
we really don't have the choices that we think we have. It's all an illusion. Um, I just wish people would not use that word,
mm-hmm.
politics, to try to force their point onto
Yeah.
people.
My
You know what
my
I'm
thing,
saying?
politics doesn't matter. I'm free indeed. All of this to me, my mind is free, my body is free. I know there's rules, regulations, there's all types of things going on, but I remain free from all of that.
Yeah,
I tell myself this. I was born free, and I am free indeed because when you know who you are, then that's all you need to know. I'm
that's
not up
right.
under all these different types of rules and regulations. I know it exists, yet I stay in my own lane. I stay focused
Yeah,
on what I'm doing, and that keeps me free indeed. Even though they
yeah.
say this the freedom of speech over here and all that, we know that that's some BS. They don't want you free, but when you
No.
know you free,
Yep.
that's more important when you know for thyself.
Yep, yep, yep. That's right. And I tell people because I studied subliminal seduction growing up. It was just a natural study for me,
Mm.
in addition to music. And I hit somebody to this once. I said, watch any commercial, and I said, I guarantee you, the people are wearing the same colors as the product they're selling. And somebody said, wow, that's profound. And I said, I'm telling you. I said, because it's
True.
subliminal
It's true.
seduction.
It's
It's
true.
truth. It's truth. And I said, so when you see that color, for instance, Geico, blue, you're going to automatically flow. The white robe, the blue and the white. So again, TV programming, the word of destruction is in there. Television programming your brain.
Just
Stop
like
being.
music. Just like
Yes,
some
that's right.
music, some rap
That's just
music.
like some music. That's right. That's right. And they took a lot of that music and they made it so the hurts and the energy that was in all the good stuff. They said,
Mm-hmm.
no, no. Music is like the music industry is like, no, we can't have that. We're going to give them a 3-minute 20 song of this
Mm-hmm.
and program them and
Mm-hmm.
then loop that song 10 times an hour,
We're
whether it's any
stuck.
good or not. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, these are the higher powers. People think the president, I said, now, president don't run nothing. It's all about the corporations and the money. You know what I'm saying?
I
Which
agree.
brings me, which brings me to this. I got to touch base on this.
Mm-hmm.
The space program, space stuff that we're trying to do now, which we
Mm-hmm.
know is BS because they've been doing this stuff for 40, 50 years,
Right?
right? They're trying to create another enemy to fight
Hmm.
because they say they are. They're saying, listen, we now need. The government came out and said, yes, there are UFOs, this and that, and I'm a hybrid, so I don't care what they say. They believe it now, and they said now we have to defend ourselves against, you know, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. That's what they're calling it now, not UFOs, unidentified aerial phenomena, right? So the one guy says the general of this new space program that they just put into effect that we know about says, well, it's going to be very long supply lines because we're going to have to fight these beings in outer space. So they're making up another thing to start wars with something that don't exist. Your thoughts on that?
As far as I'm concerned, we are the terrestrials. You know, we the same thing that's out there.
That's
Everything
right.
out there is in us. We
That's
we
right.
are we are an incarnation of what's out there. Period.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
And we
Yep.
come through
Yep.
our mama's wombs. Okay.
That's right.
So
That's right. That's right.
I
That's
don't
right.
know. That's some deep stuff right there.
It is. See, and again, this is what I do when I'm up 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning texting you. I'm always looking to see what the quiet part is doing. You know, the noise during the day, great. But
Mhm.
that quiet, I look into that sometime. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all are up to. Because
Mhm.
this country is built on war.
And
We have to,
destruction
that's,
and
and just,
the breakdown of people and keeping people suppressed, you know,
yep,
keep
yep,
people
yep.
suppressed so the elite can stay up and have more control and power. I mean, it's never distributed equally. Never, never.
Nope, nope, nope. And when 1% of the wealth owns 99% of the money, this is a big issue, you
Yes,
know. And
yes.
again, you and I and our light working community have tried to hit people like, listen, you got to have plan A, B, C, and D.
Hmm.
Your plan A may not work for you.
Right.
Don't
That's
believe the
right.
hype,
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right.
And this is
And
what I teach my daughters. I was like, listen, you got to have more than one now. You know, years
multiple
ago,
streams.
yes, that's right. That's right. You got to be thinking outside the box at all times. I'm so
Hmm.
glad that you mentioned, a little bit about your family and your daughter and how you raised her. And again, a lot of us did that. So
Yes.
you're
Yes.
obviously her mom is awesome. So you definitely planted that seed, and kudos to your
Yes.
daughter, man.
And you too.
Kudos.
This is a applause for you too as a powerful king, raised rearing, queens. I mean, you
Yeah,
doing your job too.
yeah. Thank you.
Our indigenous males, there are some out here that are powerful like yourself and are rearing beautiful children and are there for the long haul. So I'm
Yeah,
down with you, brothers. I'm down. I support you. I support you
thank
and
you.
I love you. Yes.
Thank you. And
Yes.
that's beautiful because a lot of times we do need to hear that just to
Yes, you
keep us
do.
going. And
Yes,
thank
you
you. We
do.
appreciate that. I will make sure I spread that love. Before I bring Mark Lee on, obviously, your crown. I have to ask you about that because that right there is tight as you know what. And man, it's so strong, sexy, sensual, artistic. It
Mhm.
speaks to your being, So tell us a little bit about that and why you high top it like that. You're a warrior, so tell us.
Hey man, I wear my crown straight because I've been through so many battles from the time I was born. Too many battles that I can't even explain. But as a child, no one expressed to me you're a queen. You're a royalty. You deserve the best. You deserve. It's not that my parents did not love me or cherish me, but different times. Uh, People, how they do things is just totally different. They weren't back then. It was like, keep everything under the rug, hush, hush, hush. If something happens, you just sweep it under the rug. We're not going to deal with it, type of thing. And I think now in today's society, we've evolved from that into talking, expressing, and getting through the pain and saying, look, this is an experience. You still a queen. Rise up, stand up. And see, this is the philosophy that I passed down to my daughter. You fall, you get back up. You know what I'm saying? You don't look down on yourself. You're still a queen. You're still a goddess. Just get back up, get back in the game. So I think, everything evolves over time. All things evolve. But I love my parents. They did the best that they could with the best that they had. Okay. And like I said, I just chose to do things a little different because hey, I don't want to keep repeating generational curses. I'm stopping it. I'm blocking it. No more generational curses. That is over. Okay. And we have choices to how we want to raise our children. Stop the generational curses. Yes, I said it. You whoever's listening to this, it's up to you to break those curses. You don't have to pass down what happened to you and on and on and on and on and on. Stop it.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was going to ask you about this. Our young black men and women out there, our young Latino men and women, our young white men and women, and again, it doesn't matter their sexual orientation, right? So many of the young people are just content. So many aren't, which is great. They're outside that box. But so many have fallen into that trap that you just said. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, society has said, listen, go this way. This is the only way it can be done. And, that's it. If you don't do that, you're a failure. And I'm here to tell everybody out there, nobody out there is ever a failure for being different.
That's
Be
right.
yourself.
That's
Be
right.
different.
That's
Be
right.
bold. Jump
That's
out
right.
the box and say, listen, y'all going that way, I'm going that way. It's a better route for me. I tell
That's
my
right.
daughters all the time, college is not for everyone
Everybody.
right away.
No,
It's
that's
not for
right.
everybody.
That's right.
Sometimes people get pushed into that. They don't even like it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
between their mom and I, we teach them independence. Hey, you want to be a
Yes.
farmer? Be a farmer. You want
And
to
be the best.
make telephones? Make telephones. It don't
Mm-hmm.
matter. As long as you're
Mm-hmm.
happy,
That's right.
and I
That's
really
right.
like that message. I want to, before I bring Mark on, just mention, if anybody's ever feeling any kind of way, sad or whatever, and I want you to elaborate on this, please know you got some place to reach out to. I'm very big on suicide prevention and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And so many I read this the other day. I was astounded. I wasn't shocked, but I was astounded how many veterans right now are teetering on the brink. So to all my veterans out there, I love you. Please stay with us. You fought for this country for what it's worth. You didn't get anything in return. How do you feel about um, that subject, as far as having your work help others not to want to leave before their time is up?
Oof. That's so important because mental health, so many people are suffering from mental health. Okay. And myself suffer from mental health issues. Okay.
Same, same.
Yeah. So I know how important mental health is. So I'm hoping that the work that I do, my music that I put out is positive. My music is positive. It's nurturing. It's empowering. I hope that the sign language, all of these things will lead others into other avenues that would take their mind off of anything that's bothering them or that's obstructing their life. Maybe pick up a career, or maybe I can influence somebody to write music, to influence somebody to do sign language, influence somebody to learn, to communicate with somebody. I hope the best overall for everything that I'm doing and what you're doing. We're doing our part. Like I said earlier, we're doing our part. We're influencing, we're motivating, we're encouraging, and that's our job. This is our job. This is our purpose. That's part of it. So, hey, that's where I'm at with it today.
That's what I'm gonna let you get the last word, but before that, I'm gonna bring Mark in. My
Yes.
producer today, Mr. Mark Lee. Come on and pop in. We've been in this deep conversation, man.
Yes.
Time flies when you're having fun and vibing. Please
Bye
follow this
bye.
beautiful woman, Miyan Bryant. Mr. Lee, how are you, sir?
I'm doing
How was your
good.
vacation? How was your vacation? You was gone
Vacation
for
was
6 weeks.
wonderful. Definitely glad to be having that piece, and definitely not being here doing the production with you, even though I know that you had a amazing person that was helping and everything. But glad to be back in the mix. Glad to be doing things regularly with you, because definitely you are a very special person to me and everything. So definitely looking forward to
Same.
getting the back here and everything. First off, I've been listening while being backstage to the interview, and y'all are truly fantastic. I had already decided, I was just trying to decide which one she was, but I've already decided that Miyan is Egyptian royalty. She's either Cleopatra from another life or Nefertiti's. I'm not sure which one, but she is definitely one of the two and everything. So it was either Cleopatra or Nefertiti. So definitely that's one of the thoughts that had crossed my mind and everything, because both of y'all are truly amazing. One of the things I was getting to bring up, and that's going to be actually my question, is that, Detroit has also, and the area that you are in has had a lot of problems with the environment. And I was actually thinking about many of the folks that you were talking about when you were talking about the great prophets of the past. And one of those was Gil Scott-Heron. And, you know, Gil Scott-Heron wrote a song called "We Almost Lost Detroit." And I'm actually going to borrow just a page from definitely Zach's page and quote just part of it, which is, "Just 30 miles from Detroit stands a giant power station. It ticks each night as the city sleeps, seconds from annihilation. But no one stopped to think about the people or how they would survive. And we almost lost Detroit. This time, how would we ever get over losing our minds?" And part of that can also be said about the water crisis that y'all faced at Rail. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about the importance of us being whale to our environment. And you didn't know that I had the ability to do a little bit of rhyming as well. It's just I was borrowing the lyrics from there, and I could have gone on. So I borrowed a page from Zach and did a little bit of freestyling.
Woo! Well. Yeah, Detroit has been through a lot, just like all other major cities too. You know, I see a comeback. I see a resurge. I see things shaping up because we're all doing our parts here. You know, I'm just one part of it that's adding to it. And in my city, I see every day, I see changes all day, every day, you know, and I'm pretty happy with what's going on with the movement, in spite of the COVID and all the things of like that. I think everything has been broken down to rebuild. And I think that's what everybody is doing, not just Detroit, everywhere around the world. We're rebuilding. You know, this is the time that God has said, look, I'm going to break everything down and we're going to rebuild it and correctly. We're going to bring some love, some femininity, and some balance of masculine and feminine. We need balance here, not one more than the other. And I think this is why so much has been broken down. So, you know, the universe is saying, look, time out. Wait a minute. Time out. We're about to rebuild this here, you know. So, you know, I'm hopeful. I don't know what everything is going to happen in the future, but I'm hopeful. You're doing your part. I'm doing my part. Zach's doing his part. And let's continue to work together and encourage more people to do their part.
No doubt about that. Like I said, I'm going to bounce on out of here. Zach knew I was probably going to come with an environmental question because he always teasing me about my communications with the animals and my ability to actually dialogue with them, because he's actually seen me walk by in our apartment complex where we're at and see me having conversations with the rabbits and the squirrels. And he's going like, there's Mark again. He's over there talking to those animals. But he also says that I'm one of those light workers, and he expects me to have those dialogues with those animals on a regular basis. So I'm going to bounce on out of here, but definitely that's what I wanted to hear from you and everything. But definitely a great show. And Zach, you have done another amazing interview. So I want to let you know you've done another great job.
Appreciate that. Awesome. You guys are great. Miyan, I'm going to give you the last word. Thank you for joining us today on Funk from the Front Seat. Again, Miyan Bryant, you know, she does her thing. And, you know, you guys need to really understand this woman is an innovator. She's a businesswoman, entrepreneur. She's going for a PhD. She's got books and other artistic things in the works. She's got videos out. She is energy. Like she says, I am energy. She is energy. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. I love you and thank you for being in my life. I'm going to give you the last word before I mention my sponsors and get out of here. Anything that you want to say to our audience that's watching, you know, that you think they need to know about anything?
Yes, I have 2 words. I want you to come here. Everybody come here. Watch. There's 2 words I want you to say. And these are 2 signs that are very important that you're going to learn in sign language. Love yourself. Plain and simple. Love yourself. Okay? I love myself. Love yourself. Because when you love yourself, it's easy for others to love you and they would not take advantage of you. Love yourself. I'm out.
Y'all heard that. Again, thank you. It's been amazing. God bless you. I'll call you later. We chatted up. I'd like to give a shout out real quick to P-Funk Radio, Philly Phil. Happy birthday, Brenda Robinson. Last night, your party was amazing. Thank you for inviting me to it. JTRP, Keith Jackson. You guys are awesome. Gabe Gonzalez, Robert Circler P. Happy birthday, Larry Funkster Jones. You know, it was your birthday as well. And, you know, it was also Jerome Bigford Braley's birthday. And the godfather and father and inventor and whatever you want to call it of go-go music, Mr. Chuck Brown, it was your birthday as well. Bootsy Collins and Peppermint Patty, I love what you guys are doing up there. You guys are amazing. Q&A Entertainment Afterglow 92416. Tony Kim, thank you so much. Benevolent Funk, Curtis Pat, Aquarius Rising Art, Dr. Brookenstein, the Napier Funk Army, Joe Keys, and everybody out there watching that supports the show. I really love you guys. I really appreciate you guys. All the people that you know supported the Nappy Head Funk Army when we were trying to do the show today, but we're actually going to do it in October. All you guys out there that help support our transportation cause, I can't thank you enough. I love you. You know, you guys are right on time. We're going to be at the show October 9th. I'm number 9, October 9th. Write that date down. Funk and Soul Crab Fest. The very important announcement I have to make, and then I'm going to get off the air, is September 25th, Funketeers Ball. Dr. G's going to be in the house. Shirley Clinton's going to be in the house. Mike Hampton's going to be in the house. The Tony Cam All-Stars going to be in the house. Lots of celebrities. Gabe Godzilla is DJing. All the P-Funk people on the thread are going to be in the house. And I heard my peeps from Cali, my Funk fam over there, they're going to be in the house. LA Mag is going to try to make an appearance. And they're also going to be on the show with us in October as well. So you guys check it out. Stay active. All you Funketeers out there, please go and show Miyan Bryant some love. Thank her, because I'll be thanking her. And we get ready to get out of here. Funk from the front seat. Another great episode. Here we go. Clap your hands. Now they're going to mute this video, but it's okay. We're going to do it right now. Detroit was in the house today. Miyan Bryant, I love you. Minneapolis, New York City, Strong Island, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Boston, Canada, Dubai, North and South Carolina, Virginia, woo! Georgia, Florida, Leroy, I love you, Al, I got you. My family down there, Debbie Murata, I love you. Texas, make sure you go on and check out Dr. Tawana Anthony. Yeah, I love you, Doc. Dumpster fuck down there in the NOLA, I love y'all. Alabama, woo! Oklahoma, Arizona, what's up, Tanya T? Mexico, ¿cómo está? How you doing, Nadia? California, hey, I love y'all out there. Lisa Graham up in Washington, Art Awareness Project, y'all support that, I love it. Hawaii, China, Taiwan, Dubai, India, all around the world, Germany, Australia, what's up, Carmen? Love you. What's up, Wendy? I love y'all. I got y'all moving now. I see you out there. That's what I need. Bring that energy. Miyan Bryant, her video, I Am Energy. Y'all check it out. It's on all your social media outlets. Funk from the front seat. Jamming today. Woo! 9 on the Grind TV. Stay up, stay woke. Don't let them fool you. Keep your third eye open, y'all. Spread peace and love and hope. I got you. Just Don't you want to play? I don't own the rights to this music, but I like playing the music. It's in my car, so you know. Boom, from the front seat. I need everybody out there right now. I need you to make an I care call and an I care text. And just text somebody or call them or write them. Pick up the phone and take 2 minutes to tell somebody else you love them and how much they mean to you. All right. I know I'm going to make mine in a minute, you know, and for all the young people out there watching, I'm sorry y'all have to go through what y'all got to go through, but you know, we're doing our best to try to fix the country and make it better for you. All the older people aren't evil. We're not all crazy. We do understand your stresses. For young people out there and parents of young people, understand PTSD is a real thing. Our kids have it. You know, we have it. Everybody that's been through this thing, we all have it. So again, we can't tell people, no matter how old or young they are, that they don't feel stress. And that's very important. All right. So you know how it goes. Let's make it work. I'll see y'all next week. Funk from the front seat. Yeah, baby. I'll see y'all later. I'm out. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, bro. I'll see y'all later. Funk from the front seat.